Hello, and welcome to another episode of the Daniel Salla Show. I am your host, Daniel Salla. This podcast is brought to you by the Yamari Podcast, which is a podcast I also co-host with Yamari Shoemaker. It is a professional wrestling podcast that we co-host together, and we've been uploading here recently. We've uploaded a few videos that I think you guys will enjoy if you're into professional wrestling. So definitely, if you're into professional wrestling, go and check that out. Subscribe to the YouTube channel. It's Yamari Podcast. So yeah. Also, I have a Facebook page as well. The Daniel Salas Show. If you haven't liked the Facebook page, like that. I created a Twitter recently. I had I'm an insomniac, so like I stayed up. I think I was around like 5 a.m. and I just couldn't sleep. And I thought, well, you know what I'll do? I'll just create a Twitter. Because personally, I've kind of stayed away from Twitter. I just haven't got into it. But I figured since I have this podcast and I want to get my name out there, I should probably create a Twitter. So give that a follow. And also subscribe to the YouTube channel, The Daniel Salas Show. That is where all the content will be uploaded and where you'll be able to listen to everything that I post. So all three of those things, definitely go follow, like, subscribe, do all that. So yeah, man, it's been an alright week. We're working on a house that I'm trying to move into. We painted today, painted the back room, and did the first coat. And hopefully Friday we will do the second coat, and then a few other things need to be done in the house, and then hopefully I'll be able to move in. Because right now I'm kind of just living in a small one-bedroom apartment, and it's very, very small. It's me and my two animals, a cat and a dog, so it's tight quarters. It's hard to have anyone over because it's so small. It's kind of like you kind of don't even want to bring people over, but that's why I'm trying to get into this other place. It's actually my childhood home, which is kind of cool, and it's like I said, it's bigger, so definitely trying to get into there as fast as I can. I've been working on it way too long, and it's definitely time to get cracking and get in there. So yeah, that's really I haven't really done much this week. Just been working and trying to. I'm always thinking of ideas for the show, and I've said this before. I'm really enjoying this show. It's something like I said. I'm going to school for radio, and in the summer we don't have the radio station. Like we're not working there, so we're not on the air. So this is a cool channel to kind of practice my on-air skills and kind of just be able to talk and speak my mind on things. And I'm having a really good time with it. The social media is kind of blowing up. Have been really, really surprised on how many of you have liked the channel and liked the page, and it's just been it's a blessing, and I'm just thankful for all the publicity that I get, and I hope you guys are liking it because I'm definitely enjoying it. So last night it was kind of like a slow night. I really wasn't doing much, and I just thought to myself, you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna just go on the treadmill, just start running. And I didn't have a time that I wanted to do. I just like I'm just gonna start running, and I actually put on my phone the Lil Wayne album, the Carter Five, and I started running to it, listened to the whole thing while I was running, and then I looked down. It was like an hour and a half, and I'm like, man, if I'm doing an hour and a half, I might as well do 2 hours. So I put on another. It was the Bad Flower album. Okay, I'm sick, and put that on, and I did 2 hours, 12.4 miles, and that was the longest time I think I've ever run, and it actually wasn't that bad, honestly. The only reason I actually really stopped was because I was afraid I was gonna have like a freaking heart attack or something. Like, I'll fall asleep and just like have like a heart attack or stroke and die. But I didn't die, and like I said, it was the longest time I've ever run, and it was a learning experience. I really pushed myself, and it was cool. I've been running a lot lately. I'm trying to get myself into shape. It's I just been looking at my stomach and thinking, man, you need to get into you need to get into shape because this isn't working for you. So I've been mixing some cardio with weight training and just trying to come up with something that works, and it's going good. And I think I'm gonna start doing yoga again because I was doing that for a while and it actually helped a lot. Like I doing yoga actually, I was able, for one, it was making me more flexible, and honestly, like after doing it, I felt more relaxed and just like at peace, you know, like. And that's the thing with exercise is like, I think it's a natural healer, natural remedy for any type of um, downness you have or any type of pain. Like it's just like that 5 or 10 minutes after a good workout is just like you just feel so good, and then also you get into shape, so it's a win-win. So yeah, just been trying to get into shape. Um, and yeah, man, music is crazy because, like I said, I was listening to the Lil Wayne album, and uh, I went from the Lil Wayne album to the Bad Flower album, and as I was doing that, it gave me the idea for this podcast that I wanted to do today. Was like, no matter what type of music we listen to, it's like you could listen to pop music, you can listen to country music, you can listen to rap music, rock music, whatever it is, and every type of music clicks with every different type of person, you know, like, you know, some person could listen to Luke Bryan and think, wow, this song really connects with me, and then the other person would just hate it, you know. And that's the thing about music, it's completely subjective. It's everyone has their own taste, and that's what's beautiful about it, you know. Like I listen to just about everything. I mean, I rock probably would be my main thing that I listen to, you know, like punk music, heavy metal, hard rock, stuff like that. But I listen to just about everything. Like I said, I was listening to that Lil Wayne album, and I really like that album. The Carter Five is the album, and the only reason I ever picked up that album was because Lil Wayne is touring with Blink 182 this summer, and I thought, you know what, if I'm gonna go, because they're coming to St. Louis, and I'm thinking about buying a ticket because I feel like I really need to see that show. So I was like, you know, if I'm gonna go to that concert, I should pick up Lil Wayne's newest album just to see if I like it and if I go, so like that I know the music, you know. So I pick up this album, I put it in, and I was just blown away. I like loved it, and like I wasn't expecting to love it, and I was almost mad that I loved it. Not really, but like I just wasn't expecting it, you know. And it's like 90 minutes, 23 songs, I believe, and it's a 5 out of 5 for me. I love the album so much. Like, I just it's crazy good. So definitely, if you guys are into rap and especially old school rap and not like the new stuff, this Lil Wayne album, The Carter Five, is really amazing. But yeah, growing up, I was really into hard rock. You know, like I remember one of my earliest memories was actually in my dad's truck listening to the radio, and Ted Nugent Cat Scratch Fever came on, and that was like one of my first memories of listening to music and actually knowing what it was. And like the first CD I remember getting is a Rob Zombie Greatest Hits. So like I've had a very very diverse range of music that I've listened to. I remember listening to like all the new metal bands with my aunt in the back of her car, like Korn, Slipknot, and you know, Smashing Pumpkins, bands like that. Like she loved all that stuff, and that's what I listened to with her. With my mom, it was bands like, you know, Incubus, Candlebox, Red Hot Chili Peppers, bands like that. And man, the album though that really I remember really connecting with me, and the band that really connected with me, was Green Day for sure. The band Green Day and the album American Idiot, I feel like that kind of shaped both my music tastes and just me as person, really, because like I remember not really. I loved all the music I was listening to, but like there wasn't an artist or band that I was like, man, I love this. But I remember summer of 2005, I believe. Um, Wake Me Up When September Ends came on the radio, and I just remember loving that song. And I didn't know who the band was, and then my mom told me it was Green Day, and I found out that they had come out with that album American Idiot. So I had my mom pick it up for me, and it just blew me away, And I would listen to all the radio hits, that they had on the radio at the time when I was a kid, and I loved it. Like Holiday, American Idiot, Jesus of Suburbia, Boulevard of Broken Dreams, Wake Me Up When September Ends. I would listen to those songs, and I just loved the album. I even remember making a cassette tape for my mom because I loved it so much. Because I was like, man, I love it, and I want her to love it. So I got her a cassette tape, but I don't think she ever listened to it. But it wasn't until later that I like really sat down and listened to that album and realized like I really dissected it and the story behind it, and then all the other songs that were on it. Like it's such a good album, like I love it so much. It's so definitely if you guys are into like punk, like radio friendly punk, definitely check out American Idiot by Green Day. It's a very good album. Another album I remember growing up on was Welcome to the Black Parade by My Chemical Romance, and that was another concept album, and another just a great album by a great band. My Chemical Romance is unfortunately broken up, but that album was. I remember when my Welcome to the Black Parade. I remember when the music video for that song came out, and it just blew me away. Like just the melancholy, uplifting spirit of the whole video was just something that like I was like, even as a little kid, I knew like that's something special. So I saw that video, picked up the album, and I wasn't disappointed. And it was another album where I listened to all the radio hits on it when I was a kid, and then later on went back to and really listened to the whole album and just fell in love with it. So I've always been a sucker for concept albums. Like I just love them, and but like I said, I listen to about everything. Like my mom gives me crap because I listen to some country, but I don't even care, dude. Like a good country song is is amazing if you're in like a sad mood. Like I don't even know. Like it's just like I said, I listen to everything, and there's even some Florida Georgia Line songs that I don't mind, and I like that might get me some hate, but I don't even care. This is my podcast; I can say whatever I want. I like Florida Georgia Line; they're all right. Sue me, but but Zach Brown band, Eli Young band, all the bands, all the guys that have their names and band after it. um, Yeah, there's some good country out there, but then there's also like some crappy country. But it is what it is. I also love the old country. Like I love Willie Nelson, Johnny Cash. I love it. I even one of my all-time favorite artists is actually Bob Dylan. Like I love Bob Dylan. Um, I actually picked up his like complete discography um, on Amazon, and I listened to it all. It's like 40 something albums, and it doesn't it's like he doesn't even have a bad album, and it's crazy. Like some bands and artists are lucky to have like 4 or 5 albums. This dude had 40 something albums, and they're all like really good. He even had like a 2 or 3 Christian albums in the 80s that were actually decent. They were actually really good. So that's the thing, man. Like no matter what type of music you like, don't let someone tell you that that music is stupid, because you can listen to whoever you want, and just listen to them, love the music, let it take you away from all your worries, let it be a guide for you. Let it be a hand, a rock, of whatever you need it to be, man. It's just music is that great. It's a universal language. No matter who you are, no matter your race, no matter what situation you're in, music is that universal language, and it's something that I think a lot of people take for granted just because it's in your life, it's in the background, you hear it on the radio, and it's like, oh, it's there, it's cool, but it's not really important to me, but for people like me especially, and I'm assuming people who are listening to this, for me at least, music was really instrumental in my whole life, like it still is. Like, I'm a musician, I play drums, uh, I play guitar. It's just been a huge part of my life, and I think it always will be. And but like I said, don't let anyone tell you your music's stupid. It's not. It's just, it might not be their taste, but it's yours, and that's all that matters. So yeah, music's amazing. And but yeah, guys, another thing I wanted to talk about was, you know, guys, the males out there, we really need to evaluate, I think, how we are treating the females in our life, especially the girls we're trying to date and talk to, because I feel like a lot of guys nowadays are just kind of uh, just trying to get it in, honestly. They're trying to talk to a girl and maybe make them feel good and see if they can get what they're after, and then just kind of move on. And I've never been that type of guy, and it's just sad that it happens. Like, I get, you guys are all guys are different, but like, when you get a girl who, especially if you get a girl who's like a really really good girl, just treat her right, guys. I mean, I'm not gonna harp on this very long, but it's like, these girls out here, man. There's a lot of them who are amazing, and they just want to find a guy and treat him good, and they're not looking to play any games. And 9 times out of 10, they always find a guy who they think's amazing, but has ulterior motives and wants to just wants to get it, and then they want to treat him like crap. They want to cheat on him, and they want to do all these bad things, and it's not cool. Like, you get these bad guys who do all this, terrible things to these women, and then you get guys like me who have to come behind them and like try to fix it. And I know, like, I don't want to say fix it, but like, you damage these girls, and it's like, it's hard to recover from stuff like that. And it's not just girls. I mean, girls do it to guys too, and it goes both ways. But I'm just saying, if you're gonna talk to a girl, just treat her good. Just be nice to them. Be nice to each other. Uh, because nothing is worse than treating a good girl so bad that she doesn't want to. She doesn't have a good outlook on life anymore. A good outlook on the world. And I don't think guys realize um, the consequences of their actions, because like, they do these things and then they move on, and they think, oh well, I don't have to deal with it, but you leave behind the wreckage of what you did for the girls or the guys to kind of sift through. And then it also goes, it makes for the guys or the girls that are trying to talk to them, they have to sift through it and just kind of weave through all that negativity and all that emotional baggage that you left behind. And it's just a shame. you know I just wish that people had a better outlook on each other, and I just wish we treated each other better. I think it's something that's missing in the world, and it's unfortunate. But just be nice to each other. Just treat these girls good. Treat these guys good. Treat everyone good. Like, you never know what someone's going through, and We should always have a positive outlook on anybody's situation. Don't just assume that they're just being a bitch today, or something like that, because like I said, you don't know what they're going through. And you should always just treat them well and love them on the days that they might be hard to love. It's just, I think people are missing the idea of work that goes into making something, and especially a relationship, work. I mean, you just need to be able to just work through everything. I mean, especially when those days when you think, oh, it'd just be easy to leave. It would just be easy to just tell them, I'm not, you're not who I thought you were. I just want to go. But you can't do that, especially if you care for the person. And if you don't care for the person, just be honest and tell them that. Don't cheat on them. Don't, make them out to be the bad guy just because your feelings have changed. And like I said, guys, I'm not going to harp on this. I just wanted to get this out there because I feel like no one really talks about it. And it's just been something that's been going on lately that I've noticed, and I don't really care for it. And just, it's something to think about. Just treat each other good. Let's just do, like I said, go back. I'm a throwback. Just put on some good music, chill out, treat each other good, and be nice to each other. And that's all I got today, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed the show. I will be back this Friday in a couple days for a new show, a new episode of the Daniel Salla Show, and I will have another interview. So definitely tune in for that. Like I said, I hope you guys enjoyed. Have a good rest of your week, and I will see you guys Friday. See ya.